For me, everything good, everything magical happens between the months of June and August. All year long, I count the days until it's summer again, and this will be a summer I will never, ever forget. It'll be the summer where everything will begin. This is the summer I turn pretty. Hi, I'm Chels, and I just turned 26 today. I just finished cleaning up my apartment after my party, so everything's a little bit chaotic. And I thought this would be the perfect time to make a YouTube video. If you follow me on Instagram or TikTok, you would know me as chels.mov. I am a biophysics PhD student and also a budding artist. In the past year, I really prioritized starting my art again alongside grad school, and I was able to set up my website and also sell some of my first prints. So thank you so much if you have bought a print from me. I wanted to start this YouTube channel because as a young woman with a lot of thought and introspection, I had a lot of journal entries from turning 25, which is probably the most transformative year of my life yet. And I thought a lot of my journal entries captured the confusion and ups and downs, as well as joy of growing up. I really wanted to use YouTube as a way to consolidate all of my journal entries as a visual diary. I had just finished my qualifying exams in May, so I was ready to rage. For people outside of the PhD realm, your qualifying exam is one of the most important exams you'll take in your career, second to your defense. So it was crucial that in the months leading up to it, I am locked and loaded and constantly on the verge of a mental breakdown. You are reading 50 plus papers in your field to propose a foolproof research plan for your thesis and an hour of questioning by faculty. And I was reviewing my journal entries from April to May, and about every entry started with the words, "My mind is literally melting." I really needed to travel afterwards because it's really nice to be a part of a new normal. I really just wanted to lay in the sand, swim in the Mediterranean, eat gelato, and also walk 30,000 steps a day. And my friend Leslie and I started in the city of Lyon. Since January, I've been a broken machine. Experiments, presentations, networking events, I conduct them all with eyes half open, mind rested. Subconsciously, burnout has been bubbling inside of me like sea foam, obscuring my reflection so much so that I didn't even notice that has twisted me into such a strange shape. Things that used to bring me joy now have the same luster as tasks I have to complete. Now that candidacy is over, I need to let the exhaustion wash over me, because reaching the destination has never brought me clarity. Only by looking up at the sky, listening to the morning songbirds, putting on a happy record, do I feel the seafoam settle. In this new city, I am filled with the wistful anticipation of a sophomore, someone that still has something to prove, dreaming with a heart that only now I understand.
Something's inside me. What? I'm sending you. What about the terms of the treaty? have taken on the life path should someone broken nose, I'll take responsibility.
Girl, this is just filler. Let's get to the spice parts.
I don't know where
Our next stop was Marseille, and we stayed at one of the most beautiful Airbnbs I have ever been in. And we really took these days easy, making coffee from mocha pots, jumping into the sea, and taking cold showers.
C'est quoi très très ici au Macou? On va y aller 2 fois. À Marseille. Genre vraiment les là.
What do you think is the best part about being human? That's the question that Leslie asked me when we were in Marseille. And I think the most beautiful part about being human is that you can move your body, make a sound, and suddenly you just feel this indescribable joy. We arrived in Marseille right in time for Fête de la Musique, which is where the entirety of France turns into one giant block party. And when you go through these intertwined alleyways, you would see at every corner a different DJ set, and people would be dancing from their balconies and just shaking ass on scaffolds, and you just really feel the pulse of the city. Yes, but yeah, I think like I always need some and it's already dropping down to the bottom of Leslie's stomach.
It really is. It hit me like a Mack truck.
It's got a little bit of an oaky afterbirth. We got to dance and sing our hearts out, and that was so healing. I needed it. I think Fête de la Musique ranks as one of the top experiences of my life ever. I don't know how I'm gonna go back to American clubbing when I have been on a street crawl like that. In that moment where we were just lost in the crowds, I really felt human. Now, the next day, we went to Provence, and Provence is one of those places I've always wanted to go to since I was a kid. And seeing it with my own eyes, I felt like I was in a dream. The sunset purpling the sky, the field of lavender breathing like a lung, the buzzing of bumblebees all around me. It was like the safe space in my dreams whenever I felt anxious. Now, moving on to the introspection part, I had written this journal entry in September of 2024 where I talk about how sometimes I might be letting my younger self down because younger me had so many hopes and dreams and ambitions for who I would be today, and a lot of my life had turned out differently than what she had wanted, but is truly what I needed. And I think my older self will also look back at this time and wonder if I let the current version of myself down. I really wanted to reassure my older self that everything is gonna be okay and that I'm proud of her no matter what. How wonderful is it to meet time at such a young age and trace my hands over its complexities, for the 10 years that now lie behind me have only took me back to 15. Some people go the rest of their lives not understanding that time stretches like our shadows. If I ever meet my older self, I would like to walk home with her on a quiet summer evening, emulate her posture, her personhood, and see the world through her eyes. See the world I have spent sleepless nights tinkering for her. I hope she is proud of me because I deeply, unconditionally love her. I hope to remind her that she is the most beautiful when dancing unburdened under the same moonlight that I love too. Our last stop in France is Paris. I haven't been back in Paris for about 2 years now, and the last time I was there, I was definitely grieving. I was terrified of the future and who I would become, and it was really nice to see the city in a different light. I visited the Monet Museum again and just sat there in the morning and had a quiet moment before I returned back to the US, and it was really nice being able to sit with your thoughts like that. I still love Monet, and I remember when I was a teenager, I was so inspired by him, and being in a room surrounded by these bursts of purple and blues, it's very beautiful. And this was my journal entry. They say a jack of all trades is a master of none. I've often had trouble taking pride in being mediocre at everything. I am in graduate school for biophysics, but I also love to paint, sew, sing, dance, and so much more. I can paint, but I'm not a creative genius. I'm a scientist, but I'm not a Nobel laureate. I love fashion, but I'm just on the sidelines. In everything, I'm loved but not remembered. I never truly felt like I have ownership over my personhood, a clear direction to run. But do you hear the hammering bass line of my curiosity, pulsing like a heart? Isn't there irrefutable value in being able to live so many lives? I'm an artist-scientist living on the East Coast, but when I sew, I'm in Paris, a girl dreaming on her balcony. My apartment is filled with clothes that only lived in my sketchbooks. I learned from her how to make art that everyone touches, how to listen to the tides of culture. When I paint, I'm in Tokyo, an artist that understands what it means to find beauty in everyday life. When I sing and dance, I imagine being a pop star in LA. She knows something about confidence that I don't. Knows what it feels like to have music course through your bloodstream, and I am her student. Tomorrow, I could be a florist on the Amalfi Coast, a physicist in London, a materials engineer in Iceland. Every life I live is a perspective I cherish. As a jack of all trades, I stand at the nucleus of all of these lives, a master of time. On the flight home, I was between the ocean and the clouds. This liminal world reminded me of the first journal entry I wrote when I turned 25. Lately, I've been having dreams of falling, not in the sense that I'm falling in love, but in the sense that I am in perpetual motion, falling from the constellations back to Earth, and when I finally land, I will have become a completely different person. I don't know when it began. Maybe it was when I realized that my world is shaking. I look around to see every person around me turning on a new axis, our lives bent into question marks. Since I was 15, I have chased after a goal others in society have set as a standard. Work hard, get into graduate school at a top program, conduct meaningful science. Now that I'm 25, I have done exactly that, but there is still an inexplicable fire that burns inside of me. I am restless for more. There has to be more. I have always been terrified of free fall. Change lacked trajectory, ran the risk that I may shatter in the stratosphere. But beneath me is an ocean of clouds painted pink by the sunset, glowing with youth. I can't tell the distance that separate me and my destination. All I know is that it's time to metamorphosize. Once I give into gravity, there's no stopping this journey. Maybe I'll spread wings and fly, or not, but it's time to crash, change, transform. Have you ever had a memory so vivid, so precious that you want to immortalize it forever? Well, I really want to remember tonight, so the perks of being a painter is that you get to do that with your art. A way I like to romanticize my life is to think of every year as a new color, like I'm a musical pop star. And I think 25 was a mystical pink color. It's the color of a Californian sunset by the Pacific Ocean. And when I think of 26, I think about a deep, rich emerald. The shade of green you would only see in the summer, I imagine a field of fireflies sparkling in the warm twilight. I remember when I first moved to my city, I celebrated my 24th with my 2 friends, and it's really great to celebrate this new year of life with all the friendships and roots I've made here. All I have left to say is that summer, I'm in love. Thank you so much for watching my very first YouTube video. Never in a million years did I think a science nerd like me can continue my artistic passions. So follow me on TikTok and Instagram if you want to see my weekly projects, and hopefully I'll be back here soon. Thank you so much.